Oh, oh.
もういい
Oh,
もう少しだったのに
wait, what? But also, conversely, there's so much destruction our minds are also capable of. That's why we need to learn to manage our minds and manage our thinking and so on. Hello, friends. My name is Benoit Kim, a licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome back. What an insanely wild and wildly insane episode last week with my conjecture. And is it true with my speculation that the late Empress Dogger did sexually abuse the late Emperor, which contributed to his, those inappropriate and horrible pedophilic tendencies? I don't know, but just the conjecture alone blew my absolute mind. The show does not let loose. Anyway, Assassination Zero Samsonian Helixi, Junichi Maru, and Roxy Lover, the founding sponsor tier highlights of today's video. Shout out to you. Thank you to every Patreon member and YouTube family out there. Seriously, sit back and hope you enjoy. Oh, let's see what is in store today, huh?
マオマオ紹介するわ翡翠宮に来た新しい侍女たちよ三姉妹なの白空です虚空です石油です
Oh my gosh. 3 new ladies in waitings and they're all identical? Triplets? This is gonna be the death of me with my name butchering. And what's up? Again, what's up with all these identical twins, cousins, and now triplets? With Gaoshan's mystery, riddle, and obviously those two foreign envoys and now the new ladies in waiting. What is going on? What is the underlying significance? Because this can't be coincidence, right?
よく似た姉妹だな。
お元気でした
知り合いで
They
す
know
か
each other.
みんな同郷で
あー
顔なじみなの長女の白空さんは玉葉様と同い年よ
暗殺されかかったことのある玉
So this is part of the vetting and safety measure. Yes, she needs to expand, especially with she shows power move by assigning 50 plus ladies in waiting for Luolan. So of course, Gyokyu as the emperor's favorite upper first rank concubine who's also pregnant yet again. Of course, she also needs to expand, not for her ego, but just part of the political nature with the real arena, or not real arena, real palace. But safety comes first, especially with the hidden pregnancy. So everyone's been vetted and comes from the hometown, which is obviously they know each other's family. It's easier to go through the investigations and a background check. Makes sense. Very, very smart. Yes.
毒味役のマオマオです。虚空様。
I am Mama, the taster. Mama, you're so much more, but it's all right.
私は虚空じゃないわ
Mama, I'm with you. Mama, we are suffering together.
あれじゃあ石油様。
Oh my gosh, Mama, we are suffering together. We are in this together. And also, this is interesting. You can view Mama's instant forgetting of their names on 2 different levels. Level 1, it's her social disinterest. She only cares about her certain things, apothecary, poison. We can talk about her neurodivergent traits of hyperfixation or just her intellectual obsession, period. That's level 1. Level 2, you can also argue maybe this is her hereditary, her genetic traits and disposition similar to her father, Lacan. Lacan has face blindness, as many viewers pointed out after the fact, since I've never had any sort of exposure to that condition before. So it's really cool. I did look it up afterwards. So that's one. So Lacan has face blindness. So here, Mao does not. But maybe she shares some genetic dispositions. And maybe this is a display of her neurodivergent traits, of it's very difficult for her to separate faces and names, especially if they're identical. But that might be a stretch. So I'm leaning more towards the social disinterest part, which is pretty congruent to her character profile and so on.
これからは名前と同じ色の紙紐を使うからそれで見分けて
はい、わかりました。
Mama's already established her dominance. Obviously, she's not. But obviously, that's a joke. But it's very thoughtful for the new triplet sisters to willing to take on the responsibility to wear different hairbands so that it's easier for Mama to differentiate. Because they didn't have to. They can just say, hey, it's your job to identify us correctly because we introduced ourselves and so on. But you can tell they're extremely kind-hearted. They're very thoughtful. They're very genuine, which is who Lady Gyokyu is and everyone else in the Jade Pavilion. So again, that's also very consistent with the dynamic of the Jade Pavilion. Very lovely.
全く見分けがつかない。
Me either, honestly,
まあ
Mama.
言えばいいか。それよりも問題は。
マオマオ、ちゃんと部屋に戻りなさい。
いえ、物置で。私の部屋だと言われましたし、
使わせていただきます。ダメに決まってるでしょ。荷物も全部家から持ってきました。何やってるのあなたたち。
Hongyang's here. Oh, Hongyang's like, come on, set a good precedent for the new ladies waiting. Why are you guys joking around a horse playing? Come on, this is inappropriate. This is unprofessional, is what Hongyang's saying. At the end of the day, she's kind and assertive. She is the team leader, period. She has a job to do.
物置はすっかりマオマオの巣になっていたの。小屋は好きにしていいわよ。
Aww.
寝るときは元の部屋を使ってちょうだいね。
わかりました。
They had to escalate this to Lady Gyokyu. I'm dead, yo. Oh man, because I'm sure Hongyang's like, technically I did assign the shed as her punishment, but to our surprise, she loved it, and now we think it's inappropriate for her to stay there, so we want to ask her to go back to her actual proper room and quarters. But Mama's like, I don't want to, so you have to respect Mama's self-determination, her willpower, her autonomy. So at the end of the day, the situation was escalated to the boss, the big boss. Oh man, so endearing. I love this.
いい上司たちだな。
Yeah, they are. Nice.
が解任して今以上に人手が必要になる翡翠宮にとって人材の補強はありがたいことだが、これは多数の次女を連れているローラン妃のザクロ宮と
Yep. 50 plus.
様でした。では私は小屋へ。
マオマオ。
I'm off to the shed now. She's like, come on, I need to leave to go back to my math scientist duty.
I am mad scientist.
And of course, the rest of the new triplets are like, what is going on, Yinghua? She lives in a shed? What kind of a cruel, inhumane treatment is this?
マオマオさんは部屋ではなく小屋に住んでいるのです。本当ですか。玉葉様の次女なの。
Yo. So Yinghua saw this coming and she knew this would be difficult to explain, but how do you adequately explain who Ma Mao is and her quirks, her propensities, her character profile to newcomers? You need some lengthy and proper time to contextualize her because Ma Mao is complex, to say the least. She's multifaceted. She's multi-layered. Oh, man. You see, that's an interesting conversation and philosophy between intention versus impact. Intention versus impact. In this case, of course, Mama appreciates Yinghua's intention that to the outsider staying in a shed might seem inappropriate, very cruel. That's why Haku and those new triplet ladies, they're like, what? What is going on here? At the same time, we can also argue that Yinghua cares more about the perceived optics from the outsider versus what's truly good for Mama. Not based on what Yinghua wants, but based on what Mama wants. So even with the intention, who are we intending to help out for? What's the benefits? Who is the intended recipient of the benefits? Is it based on our intention, or is it based on the intention of those we are trying to help? It's a very fine line. And here, that's what Mama was saying. Appreciates it. It's out of benevolence, At the same time, her agency, her will, and her preference is the shed. We need to strike a healthy balance.
のことを考えてのこと。
Mm-hmm.
新しい侍女たちに慣れてほしいという。
Oh, Inghua is also, I see. Okay, so that's a layer I missed out on. So Inghua is also doing that with the additional layer of, speaking of social disinterest earlier with my analysis, here, social interest, social capital, social reciprocity. Inghua wants Mamo to get close with the new ladies in waiting out of Mamo's benefits. Because again, at this point, Inghua, Hongyang, Lady Gyokyu, they know Mamo quite well. And they know that she could be quite particular with her sniff and some of her behaviors that definitely defy the social norms. So I think that was additional effort. And again, super, super thoughtful. At the same time, Mama wants what she wants, right? So again, how do we strike that balance?
バサマらしい気配りだ。
Mama was sighing.
すみません。勝手なことばかり。
Aww.
別にいいけど。ねえママ、少しは反省。
The lizard tail?
それはもちろん。
だよね。じゃあ早速今夜付き合ってもらうわよ。
え？
今晩暇なのは私とマオマオだけなのよ。
Oh, what's
ちょうどよ
tonight?
かったわ。
Ah, Inghua was scheming. Yo, everyone's scheming in Real Palace, huh? Even benignly so. So this is interesting concept. Even despite Mamo's social disinterest and her character profile, this is a concept of social reciprocity. Definition right here. Social reciprocity. As a human, as a person, as part of the society, because society is comprised of people, right? We inevitably get into social debts situation. Again, it doesn't have to be malice, doesn't have to be something grand. Just here. Do you owe me for the scare? Because Inghua did faint, literally, with that lizard tail. And she was like, hey, Mama, do you feel remorse? And Mama was like, sure, I do. So, okay, cool. They confirmed there is an established, agreed upon social debt. And now Inghua is dragging Mama along to this whatever mysterious event tonight. Is that why it's called Ghost Story? Are they going to like a bonfire, a gossip session? Oh, gossip session, which is with the kanji men's, like a circle of storytelling. And maybe just a bunch of ladies in waiting gathering around to share ghost stories or something. But obviously, ghost stories is secondary. The primary function is social lubricants, social reciprocity, social interest, deepening social network. Even Mamao cannot escape that. And again, having some social debt is not a bad thing because it gives you an opportunity to social reciprocate socially. This is all part of relationship building, society, living in a civilized society like we are, right?
やられた。
She got me. Yeah, they're walking at night. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to like a meetup.
本ニャン様は
大丈夫よ。許可はもらってる
Yep.
わ。
高級の北側。
This must be like a periodic thing or like a consistent. You know, it's like book club, but this is like a social club. But it sounds like the main intention, speaking of intention of this social club is sharing ghost stories. That's cool, you know. I'd much rather people spread gossip about ghost stories than like talking back behind someone's back because that's not fair, right?
この辺りは古い建物しかないはずだけど。暑くないですか？
いいの。涼しくなるから。
It'll get chilly real soon. Ghost stories, I'm telling y'all.
ここよ。
Yeah, this is not creepy at all. Oh, jeez.
参加者は2人ね。
All right, this is definitely, yep, this is it. Called it round table ghost story discussion sharing time. Man, they really got the horror spooky vibe down.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
アンドンは決してこれを代わりに。
Oh, wow. They really set the tone. Respect. Oh, my goodness.
に浮かんだ。
では行きましょう。ここは先帝の時代に使われていた場所なのよ。
Oh, this background music is on
こ
point.
ういう時にはぴったりよね。
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm getting chills.
ところに座る
Oh, who turned the AC on? And also, honestly, this seems like a freaking Ouija board ritual, dude. Like, I Again, I'm a Christian. I'm a practicing Christian. I do not mess with any of the demonic Ouija board type stuff. It's just like, oh, superstitions, Benoit. Oh my gosh, I thought you were a social scientist and blah, blah, blah. Well, I believe in the demons for sure. I believe in the 4 dimensions, and I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to tempt my fate and deal with those things, you know?
こんな暑い日に締め切った部屋に
Yeah, definitely like a ritual.
皆さん、お話の準備
Oh,
が
they
できてい
come
ます
prepared? Okay.
今宵は肝が冷える13の話を楽しみましょう。
13の話
There's only 12. Oh! Wait, there's only 12.
それから
Where's the 13th?
夜な夜な北門の堀では身投げを繰り返す下女の姿が。として堀を覗き込むと下女の白い顔が浮かび上がり、女官が慌てて逃げようとすると突然足をつかまれて。あの日私を突き落としたのは。
I did get goosebumps. Is this a callback and reference to that suicide from season 1 of that lady in waiting who drowned in water, who jumped off? I guess altruistic, selfless interest to look out for Lady Adol and the head lady in waiting at the time. Was this reference to that death, or I'm sure there's been many ladies in waiting who died in water, suicide, murder. Since again, the life of ladies in waiting in Royal Palace were pennies. They're not valuable. You know what I mean? So I'm sure tragic death and drowning were common. So maybe it's not specific reference to season 1, but to my knowledge, it kind of matches up. Oh my gosh! Jeez.
どっかで聞いたような話
Sounds kind of familiar. That's what I said.
怖がりだけど好きなわけねインファ様
I feel it. I'm a massive adrenaline junkie, and I used to watch scary movies like The Ring, not the American version, the Japanese OG version. I've seen The Conjuring. I've seen Woman in Black. I've seen, Insidious. I've seen pretty much every scary movies out there since I was young by myself at midnight with a blanket over my head, just for that adrenaline spike, for that thrill. And I won't be able to use the bathroom, and I would have to, shower with the door open and all those. But I just loved the absolute thrill. So in that sense, I relate. I understand.
どうやらこれ
And it gets darker and darker as they tell the story. So the person who just told the story, they blow their candles out, and so one person gets darker. So the more stories are being told, the room gets darker. So the less faces you can see. Is that where the 13th storytelling comes from? The ghost?
座り順に怪談話をして話し終わったら火を吹き消すという催しらしい
I love Mamao's analytical perspective here. She's also analyzing just like I was. She, again, her social disinterest comes up. 0 Fs given about the actual story, the actual content, the delivery, the storytelling. She's like, nope. She's just analyzing everything else but that. She's like, oh, interesting. Why are they doing this? This is the setup. This is the tempo. Man, Mama, you are such an analyzer and a thinker.
しかしまあ話は高級内の噂程度のも
The stories are more like rumors heard. See, that's the direct translation of kanji. Remember what I say? It's more resembling of gossip than actual story.
ので肝が冷えるほどではない何せ高級は娯楽が少ない
True.
こういう語らいも認められているようだ
こんばんは。
Oh, Shisui's here. Aw, our insect-loving maniac.
食べる？
もらう
さて、これは私の故郷の話なんだけど、そこにもし
Forbidden
入れば
forest.
呪われて鬼に魂を食われてしまう。でもある時、物が不作であまりにもお腹が空いた子供は食べ物を求めて
Poor child.
森へと
That's
入っ
rough.
た。子供は母親 けれど森に入ったことが村人たちに知られて、
Mm.
親子は村八分になった。孤立した親子は食べるものもなく痩せ衰えていったけれど、
Nobody tried to help them. It's because the superstitious culture, people probably thought they brought the bad spirit and man-eating demon with them. So nobody want to get near them. Nobody wants to approach them. It's out of self-preservation, but it is very selfish. And yeah, I'm guessing the mom and the son's gonna die.
なかった。ある夜のこと。
Of course, it's green lights, like a typical ghost color.
翌日、その知らせを聞いた村長が親子の家を訪ねると、
Damn.
だった。母親は村長にこう言った。ねえ、いいこと教えてあげる。
There's plenty of food in the forest.
死に
Oh
顔
my
は
goodness.
不気味に笑っていたの。
Oh.
結局何を伝えようとしたのかわからないまま、今も森は禁忌の地と恐れられ、
It's interesting, right? I think that could, again, it's either actual ghosts or here in this case, like biology belief, which is a concept that I talked about before, biology belief, like placebo effects and nocebo effects, but also with the case study of Gaoshan's mystery pregnancy situation, where we talked about through strong visceral deep-seated belief, biology belief, some people, some women and females can feel like they're actually pregnant, like phantom pregnancy, although they're not, and could actually induce hormonal changes as if you're pregnant without the actual pregnancy. Here, when you really believe that you're being taunted by the demon, by the spirit, and so on, you could actually get really, really sick. It's all along the same concept of biology belief. But the take-home point is the power of our minds. Our minds are that powerful. Placebo effect and nocebo effect is just a glimpse, tip of an iceberg. Our minds are such a powerful thing. That's why cognitive reframes, that's why a lot of therapeutic and CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, one of the most efficacious and evidence-based modalities for trauma, depression, anxiety, a lot of that utilizes our own power of the mind. And a lot of our suffering, psychiatric suffering, psychological suffering, sure, there's actual trauma situations, but a lot of it is in a way self-inflicted, because our minds lies to us, our minds trick us, our feelings could also be deceptive despite being valid, because we feel what we feel. But the magnitude, it's like the quote I shared before, right? We often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. That also speaks to the power of our minds. So there's so many beautiful things our minds are capable of. But also, conversely, there's so much destruction our minds are also capable of. That's why we need to learn to manage our minds and manage our thinking and so on.
なるほど。
なるほどって何が？
She's analyzing.
後で教える。なんか眠い。狭いところに大人数だし、少し人酔いしたかな。
Maybe I'm dizzy from having too many people. Small room, a lot of people, candles, fire, enclosed space. Are they going to get carbon monoxide poisoning? Is that the hidden theme of this episode, the second half? Because she's yawning, she's sleepy, she's tired, and she's been yawning. What does that mean? When we yawn, that means our brains are deprived of oxygen. When we yawn, that means it's our attempt to induce more oxygen because our brains need it. Do you know when our brains really need a lot of oxygen? When we were dying, like carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, I keep hitting my mic. That's my prediction.
あなたの番よ。はーい。
Let's go, Shisei.
これは遠い遠い東の国のお話。とある国の僧侶が遠方での葬儀を終えて帰る途中、いつの間にか日が暮れてしまった。古びた民家だった。
夜分に失礼。ごめんください。 納屋の隅で構いませんので、一晩泊めていただけませんか。
まあそれはお疲れでございましょう。
Why is the guy frowning in the back? Is he just being mistrustful because a strange guy? Yeah, I guess he could be disguised as a monk.
妻は僧をもてなし、寝床まで用意してくれた。
Oh, so
心を
nice.
尽くしたもてなしに、何も持ち合わせておらぬ僧は、
Hmm.
鈴の音か。いや、鈴の。
Hmm?
そんなんじゃダメだよあんた。私は一人になりたくないんだ。
じゃあどうするつもりだ。
もう耐えられない。
いや、今日はやめてはいかん。そんな気がする。
I like how the entire ethos of Buddhism is mindfulness and being fully engaging and immersed with the presence. And this monk is chanting, but he's also eavesdropping and hearing what's happening in the next room. I'm sure it's not his fault. It's background noise and it is distracting. But sorry guys, I just thought it was kind of funny. The irony of mindfulness and a monk getting distracted during his chants in the midst of this spooky ghost story. And replace him. Oh, they're gonna kill him as like a human sacrifice because a demon or a spirit or monster is in the bay. Interesting.
さあやるよ。
Oh shit, what is this? Where is that monk? Oh, they can't see him during his chant. Whoa, interesting. Oh, I guess the wife, whatever flesh-eating monster in that wife had to eat the husband instead because they couldn't find the monk.
僧侶は咀嚼音が聞こえなくなるまで経を唱え続けた。外へ出た。若い夫婦の姿はなく、そこには
Hmm?
僧侶はそっと手を合わせ、経を唱えたまま、夜明けまで歩き続けましたとさ。
Hmm.
話し方がうまいな。まるで
What a good storyteller. It's like she's a different person. That is right. Her tone changed. The tonality changed. She sounded more somber, more serious, more astute. She was a great storyteller, right? Obviously, all those imageries and animation. So we get immersed in her storytelling, and her gaze, the gaze of her eyes changed. Normal people, and I mean that statistically, ordinary people, we cannot change the eyes of our gaze that easily. Sure, there's two levels. Level one, it speaks to all of us are multifaceted. All of us have different sides to our identity that get activated based on different social contexts, different situations. So maybe we can argue that we've only seen Shisui with her fanatic, insect-loving aspects, being more cheerful, just very down to earth and very obsessive in the north, in the forest. And that's the only side we've seen her. So that makes sense that this is a different side because it's a different social context, different situation. But the deeper level is maybe Shisui is not who she says she is. Because one thing I learned about this series is there's no such a throwaway line. So the fact that Mama is analyzing and she's saying that what a good storyteller, it's like she's a different person. A different person. The fact that Mama said that tells me there's something deeper to who Shisui is. Who is she? Right? Is she really this innocent lady in waiting who loves insects? Or is there a deeper aspect to who she really is? What is she hiding? How did she get so serious? How did she go intellectual? How did the gaze of her eyes change? As if she were a different person. That means what sort of mask, social masking Shisui has been wearing is different than anyone else so far. That's what Mama was saying. I never thought about that.
別人みたいだ。この横顔、なんか見覚えが
Her face at this angle, why does it seem familiar? Who has green eyes and purple hair? Green eyes and purple hair.
あるような。
I need more data.
マオマオ次だよ。
ああ、そっか。何を話そうか。養父から聞いたのですが、墓地に人玉が出るという噂が立ち、勇敢な若者たちが正体を探りに行きました。すると、同じ町に住む男が毎日を片手に歩いていただけでした。
What? That's it?
それだけ？
はい。
Mama, please. Why do you gotta do them dirty like this? Come on, Mama. You couldn't even just indulge in their interest? You could have just made one up. I'm sure you're a great storyteller. You have what it takes. But she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna indulge in something I'm not interested in. And this is to Mama's credit. She's being authentic and true to who she is. At the same time, in terms of social cues, it's not, I don't know if she lacks it or she's purposely not doing it. She's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. And she told like the worst story ever. Mama, what a troll, dude.
男の正体は墓荒らしで怪しげ。
Oh my gosh.
前
Oh.
に聞くという人の気
Oh, okay.
もういい。
They wanted a ghost story, not an actual twisted man digging up corpse and doing horrible, unruly, atrocious things. Jeez, Mao Mao. Oh man. That's why you're beloved.
次、インファ様ですよ。
Oh, Inghua, bring us home.
いや、ローバー。
She didn't come prepared either? So Inghua only came here just to listen to different stories, but obviously she's scared of them, so she doesn't know of any. I like how Inghua freaking scolded Mama for that's it and headbutted her, but she had no story to begin with. Oh my goodness, I love this. Such a wholesome and just, they're so close, right? You can tell Inghua and Mama, they're just so close now.
では次は私が。
Oh, the main one, the facilitator.
そういえば、 どういうことだ。
Exactly right.
先帝時代の話です。その頃皇宮は次々と人が増え、区画を広げておりました。予定である対皇太后が
Mm-hmm.
先帝の思考
Ah, so this was continuation of episode 9, the late emperor. Interesting.
に合う娘を揃えるためでした。先帝は年もいかぬ少女を選んではその花を散らし、倒られた少女たちは外に出ることを許されぬまま
Oh,
時を
geez,
過
that's
ごし
horrible.
ました。
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. So that's the trauma of the royal palace, man. And one of these girls became pregnant. Is this the girl that Lady Empress Anshi was saying that there's one girl who claimed she was pregnant, the late emperor denied, and the physician claimed it was his, and she was outcasted out there? Is this the same girl?
一人身ごもった少女がおり、は皇宮を出ることも許されず、
Oh, she was never allowed to leave.
間際に一言。次はお前たちの番だ。
頭が
Whoa! Goosebumps. Nondra was getting dizzy.
わけだ。インファ様、止水。ぐったりしている女官を窓や扉。体に害をなす空気が部屋に充満しているんです。
わかった。
気づくのが遅すぎたな。
Oh,
もう少しだったのに。
wait, what?
あの女官は
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold up. So the subtitles for the older core lady turned red. I was so close. And obviously she sounded different and she disappeared. But Mao Mao counted, right? So including the older core lady, there were 12. But then she said that we're going to hear 13 different stories. Does that mean that this was of malice? I mean, again, this show can't be about supernatural stuff, right? So there's no way that core lady was a ghost, or was it? It's very meta. But I guess for me, the focus is, was this carbon monoxide poisoning attempt intentional of malice, or is it just out of ignorance? And I guess, and also the question, who is that older core lady? Who is she, or what is she? What is going on, dude? This episode kind of felt like a filler, but not really. Because even that carbon monoxide poisoning, we can extrapolate that into a deeper symbolism. What is carbon monoxide poisoning? It's invisible, yet insidious, and could actually kill people. That is the nature of political arena of the royal palace. Just like a through line and a continuation of Caravan's symbolism. It's danger and threat disguised as beauty and elegance. But here, straight up invisible. You can't touch it. You cannot see it. Maybe you can smell it, right? But probably not in this case. Yet, it's real. Fascinating. The organizer disappeared too. Okay, so she's not a ghost. But, so it was malicious? What is going on?
さっきの知り合いの女官です。
ねえマオマオ、さっきの話は何だったの？
さっきの？
ほら、近畿の森の話だよ。
ああ。生きれないって思って。森は食べ物が豊かですが、食べられないものも豊富にあります。
Poisonous food makes sense.
しまう。すると森のものをむやみ
I like how Shishui is asking Mao Mao, although this forbidden forest wasn't even her story, because Shishui knows Mao Mao's obviously expertise in apothecary, mushrooms, and all that. That's why she's like, let me hear Mao Mao's analysis and her explanation. But again, my question is, who is Shishui, right? Who is she? What's her real identity? I'll be looking out for people with green eyes and purple hair, because that's the last clue that Mao Mao gave. But yeah, so far, yeah.
食べてはいけないと言われるようになるでしょう。
Makes sense.
その後の飢餓が起こった時には、誰も食べていいものと悪いものの区別がつかなくなっていた。暗くなり始めに森に入り、食べ物を取って日が落ちると家に帰ったのでしょう。
It was poisonous. Yeah, makes sense.
平竹に似たキノコがあり、
Moonlight mushroom, just like the lunar moth and moonlight moth from the Moon Fairy episode. Interesting, a lot of moonlight stuff. I guess lunar, right? Moonlight, like Chinese culture. That makes sense.
とても美味しそうですが、毒があって暗くなると光る特徴があるんです。
Ah, good
毒
analysis.
性は強くありませんが、飢えて体力が落ちた親子が食べたらどうなるか。
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
自分たち親子を見捨てた村人への復讐として。
Also, as Shisui just disappears, she runs away. Remember what I thought was just a passing comment, but thinking back, remember my comment, I think a couple episodes ago, if you guys remember, about what does Shisui do? Because like she's like always playing. Oh, that was the episode where Mao Mao solicits Shishui's help for that moon moth, and then Shisui literally jumped at Mao Mao to catch that cricket, and then didn't see her until she made physical contact. I'm talking about my comments at that episode. Remember I said like she's always playing. She's always horse playing. She's always looking for insects, and I've never actually seen Shisei doing her job. But the fact that she knew Xiaolan and Xiaolan knew her means she's a lady in waiting working with the laundry area, but I've never seen her work. The show has never revealed Shisui actually fulfilling the duty of her lady in waiting. Two possibilities. One, the show just chose not to reveal that. But I think based on all the foreshadowing and clues dropped in crumbs, like a trail in this episode, I think the more likely possibility is Shisui is actually not a lady in waiting. Maybe she's a concubine. Maybe she's someone like an high upper rank court lady. Maybe she serves and works with the empress or someone else higher up. And then her sneaking out for the north side, the forest, catching insects, playing with Xiaolan, meeting up with Mao Mao is just her hobby because she is able to, because she's up higher rank than just a lady in waiting. That's my guess. But she's definitely not who she appears to be. So she's not who she says she is. That much is clear.
きっと他の話もそういう裏が。
そうでしょ。
そこはうなずいてよ。戻りました。あら、思ったより早かったのね。不慣れな人が仕切るといろいろあるわよね。
不慣れな人？
去年までやっていた女官が亡くなったから。私もお世話になったのよ。結局高級から出られなかったのよね。実は亡くなった翌年から集まりがなくなるのもいかがなものかと思っていたから。
She was a ghost?
続けてくれる人がいてよかったわ。
Was her.
選定は年派も
That was her. She's the one that never got to leave. That's why she's pretty but older. But she died last year? What is going on? So there are supernatural paranormal activities in this show? I mean, it is fiction, so of course it's possible. What? So confused. I'm so confused.
倒られた少女たちは外に出。
の話は己の身の上だったのか。
Also, the freaking irony of all these flowers, petals like flying, like obviously deflowering. When a flower gets deflowered, the petals fall. And obviously, when a girl and woman get deflowered, they lose their virginity. But just the absolute irony and the traumatic, absolutely heartbreaking and traumatic nature of rape, forced possession, and so on here. With the late emperor, with his pedophilia or not. Although, remember I speculated that his pedophilia might have some relationship or even caused by what I suspected the late Empress Dowager's sexual abuse. Of course, that doesn't justify what he did. You know what I mean? Just because we have our own trauma doesn't give us a right to inflict trauma onto other people. That's why we have to break that cycle, because hurt people. You know what I mean? At the same time, just the absolute visual imagery of irony of this. Man. Right. But that core lady, before her disappearing, she did say, I was so close. And we all heard her. We all heard her. And this, again, the subtitles turns red, which is very ominous and symbolizes like ghost-like, because red means death in Chinese culture. The world is full of things I can't fully understand. This was my sentiment earlier. Again, even as a trained social scientist and a psychotherapist myself, I have this reverence. I revere the unknown. And sure, one day, maybe science can catch up, but maybe not, right? And I think that's the beauty of life, this trippiness of life. Let's count. Including her, there were only 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12.
あの場には年笠の女官を含めとりあえず13番目の階段にならずに済んでよかった。
Oh, Inghua, you're so cute. Oh, again, also underneath the comedy, there's a massive significance. Mao Mao went for someone who felt helpless, powerless, who initially came to the royal palace in season 1 out of a kidnapping to now transforming and symbolizing a safety anchor. Now, Mama represents physical, emotional, and psychological safety for so many people who seek her out for her wisdom, her intuition, her just brilliance. But here, also literally and physically, Yinghua sought Mao Mao out to be the anchor of safety because she was scared. Do you guys see the massive transformation and the process and journey Mao Mao's gone through? She's no longer helpless. She's no longer powerless. She no longer feels stuck. She's here out of her own volition after Prince Jinshi bought her out. And she finally belongs. That is the take-home point. Mao Mao belongs. Oh, speaking of Prince Jinshi, deep in thoughts. Whoa, that's like a chess move. Whoa, okay, all right. That was awesome. Like I said, it had like a filler vibe, but definitely not with everything I analyzed. And I guess I'm gonna be thinking and trying to analyze, who is Shishay? Who is she? And yeah, I don't know how many episodes are in season 2. Is this the last episode? No, right? I think there's more episodes. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoy my yapping. And as always, hope to catch you in the next week's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.